Pure action and high caliber visuals. That intense cinematic moment achieved with simple camera and lens tricks right here in Unreal Engine 5.6. It's time to break down how you can get this professional and dynamic look. Hi folks, and welcome back. After 3 years behind the screen, it feels great to finally get in front of the lens. Today we're breaking down exactly what you just saw. If you want to add that unmistakable cinematic polish, specifically that anamorphic bokeh effect to your shots, or you want to know the secret to mounting your camera directly to a rifle for a dynamic action perspective, you've definitely come to the right place. We're going to dive right into the project file, and I will show you step by step how to set up that perfect anamorphic look and how to nail that dynamic weapon camera. Let's get started. Alright, now we're on the project file. Before we get into the camera magic, I quickly want to give props to the packs I'm using, because these assets are honestly just awesome. For our characters, I'm using the big, medium, small Special Forces pack and the modular soldier pack. And for the environment, we've got the excellent Scans Factory's warehouse pack. The links for all of these high quality assets are right there for you in the description below. Definitely check them out. Alright, as you can see here, we've got our soldier character. They're already playing that intense shooting animation. Our goal is to create that hyper dynamic shot by physically mounting a camera right here on the rifle itself. First, I will create a new camera in the sequencer. Then we head straight over to the details panel. Our first critical action is going to be setting the sensor type. Now, why is this important? The size you set here, the sensor width and height, mimics a real-world cinema camera and fundamentally dictates the look of your shot. The sensor size in relation to your focal length determines your field of view and how much depth of field or bokeh you get. Larger sensors like the ones used in high-end cinema give you a wider view and shallower depth of field, which means more of that beautiful, creamy background blur. To get that truly large format cinematic feel, we're going to model our camera after the Sony VENICE 2 6K powerhouse camera used on tons of feature films. We will set our sensor width to 36 and our sensor height to 24mm. Now that our camera sensor is the size of that mighty Sony VENICE, we need to frame our shot for that widescreen feel. The aspect ratio that instantly screams Hollywood blockbuster is the Y239. This is a standard theatrical widescreen ratio, often referred to as 235 or 240. Next, let's dial in the glass. Since our camera is going to be mounted right onto the gun, to capture that gritty, kinetic action, we need a nice wide lens. A 24mm focal length is a great choice here. It's wide enough to exaggerate the motion and keep the action dynamic, but not so wide that it distorts the soldier's hand or the rifle beyond the believability. Okay, we have the 239 frame and a good wide focal length of 24. But look at the image. It feels wide, but it doesn't have that distinctive, stretched, compressed feel. It just looks like a standard spherical lens that's being aggressively cropped. We're missing the true anamorphic magic. This is where the anamorphic squeeze factor comes in. Real-world anamorphic lenses use special glass elements to optically squeeze the scene horizontally onto the sensor. When the image is discrete in post-production, you get that super wide aspect ratio without losing the height of your sensor. This technique also produces the signature of a bokeh and exaggerated depth of field. We're going to set our squeeze factor to 2. Watch the viewport as I do this. The image stretches and depth of field becomes immediately more dramatic. You now have that full high-resolution sensor information being compressed, giving us much shallower, more cinematic look, and crucially, those signature vertical anamorphic bokehs in the foreground. Now, let's move beyond the standard depth of field settings and leverage a feature that gives Unreal Engine 5.6 its incredible visual fidelity, the Petzval bokeh controls. I'm heading down to the depth of field settings. Under the hood, Unreal Engine's standard bokeh is typically uniform, but in professional cinematography, the way the light discs, the bokeh, are rendered has a huge impact on the aesthetics. Petzval lenses, which are famous for this effect, create distinct, swirled, or cat eye-shaped light discs. By setting the Petzval bokeh value to 1, we tell the engine to render the autofocus light with that signature anamorphic streak, and a subtle swirl toward the edges. This small change makes the blurred background and foreground feel instantly more organic and high-end, perfectly complementing our 2x squeeze factor. Below that, we have the Petzval Bokeh Falloff. This value controls how quickly that swirling effect diminishes from the center of the frame outward. By setting the falloff to 1, we ensure that this characteristic Petzval look is applied with maximum instantly across the entire frame, giving us the most dramatic and consistent cinematic background and foreground blur for our action shot. The hard technical work is done, but the camera is floating free. To achieve that aggressive eye level with the gun perspective we saw in the cinematic, we need to physically link the camera's movement to the rifle. First, make sure your camera actor is selected. In the main editor toolbar, you'll need to make sure the editor is in animation mode, so we can access the constraints tools. Next, in your details panel under the constraints section, or by right-clicking the camera track in the sequencer, we are going to add a constraint. We want the camera to follow the rifle perfectly, so we will set the camera as a parent constraint to the rifle mesh. And just like that, with the constraint set, our camera is now permanently locked onto the weapon's movement. You can see the camera is now inheriting all the subtle and violent motion from the shooting animation. When we scroll up through the sequencer, we have that incredible dynamic first-person action shot complete with a stunning anamorphic bokeh and true cinematic camera motion. This is the shot we used for the sequence you saw at the beginning of the video. If this deep dive helped you elevate your cinematic workflow, please give the video a like and let me know in the comments which feature of the Unreal Engine 5.6 you're most excited to use. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next tutorial, and thanks so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.